Hello everyone, today I will be talking about the garage golf setup I built. I did a video earlier in which I showed how the setup works. Today I will be going in details of how I built it and which materials I used. First I want to talk about the platform. Now since I'm in Canada, all the prices are in Canadian dollars, so keep that in mind. I did some research on what's available in the market for the platform, and there are some nice options out there, but they can be pricey. So I thought I can do something DIY. For that, I choose to use a quarter-inch plywood board, which you can get from any Home Depot easily. I bought a fiber-built hitting mat from Amazon for 70 bucks. It has a retractable tee which works out really nice, and due to the small size of the mat, it's not that expensive. During my testing, when I was just hitting off the plywood board, I would observe that it would move a lot if I'm swinging harder. And that was a problem. I didn't want it to move every time I'm hitting a driver or a hybrid. So in order to counter that, I used 2x4s to brace the bottom. This gave enough weight to the platform that it wouldn't move during the faster swings, and it also lifted the platform a bit so it matches the height of the fiber built mat, so it sits flush with the mat, and that turned out really nice. To finish off the platform, I glued some leftover pieces of carpet I had laying around. In the end, the platform came out very clean looking, and it's easy to move it if I have to park the cars inside. And that was a big for me because I wanted to use the garage in its full capacity. In total, it cost me around $120 to build the platform. The next thing was the impact screen. Now, I didn't film this process and I'm kicking myself for it. I have this one picture in which my friend Ian is helping me build the frame and mount the impact screen. I will just talk through this entire process here. So you kind of have to just look at the screen and follow along. I wanted to get something of decent quality. So in my search, I came across a website called Carl's Place. They had a good selection of impact screen. So the one which I went with was a 8x8 preferred golf impact screen with finished black vinyl edges and grommets. The reason I did not go with the 16:8 ratio is that I wanted a compact enough impact screen that it's easier to move around. If I were to do a permanent indoor golf setup, I will definitely do a 16:8 ratio impact screen because that's the superior way of doing things. But in my current scenario, the 8x8 really suits me. Now to mount the impact screens, I had to build a frame of sorts. In order to do that, I used a 3-inch PVC pipe to make a frame. And to prevent it from tipping over, I used nylon rope and I tied it to the top of the frame, and I tied the other end to the staircase, which you can see in the picture. It's a very sturdy solution. The screen is rock solid and I have hit plenty of balls into it without any problems. The screen and PVC pipe frame in total cost me around $550. Now this is a bit of an expensive part, but trust me, if you want a good impact screen and if you're planning to use the simulator for a long time, you have to invest that money. For a 1:1 ratio, I did not need to use a fancy projector. So there are some cost savings in that department. I just use an inexpensive BenQ standard definition refurbished projector which cost me around $120. The downside again is the empty space on the impact screen, but it was a choice I had to make for the setup to be flexible in terms of parking the vehicles inside. The most important part is the Mevo Plus, of course. And the benefit you get with Mevo Plus is the iOS support with 5 golf courses. All I had to do is to get a lightning to HDMI converter from Amazon and hook it up to the projector and to my cell phone, and I was good to go. I did end up installing a net on top of the PVC frame to prevent the wedge shots to go over the net and hit my ceiling. I kind of make a bunch of dents in my ceiling which I'm planning to repair pretty soon. But I have the net now, so I'm hoping I won't make any more dents. One thing you have to make sure that with the Mevo Plus you have to have that top protection, because you have to stand minimum 8 feet away from the screen, so most wet shots end up going above the screen. So yeah guys, that's how I built my small setup. It's easy to put and take down, and it lets me use the garage in full capacity. Be sure to check my other video in which I demonstrate the setup. Share your comments down below and let me know if you guys are trying to do something similar. Take care.